to ask a question before we start with our class today. How many of you pray? How many of you pray every day? And how many of you are fed up of praying because you see that God has not answered any of your prayer requests? This morning, I would like to say that please don't stop praying. Never give up. Never stop praying. What are you asking God to do for you that hasn't yet happened? Don't quit praying, my dear children. The delay is not a denial. Just wait patiently for God's timing. You just have to wait for His timing. God is ever ready and He is willing to listen and to answer your prayers. God always wants to answer in a greater way than you have prayed. Never give up. Keep on praying. Prayer makes all things possible. Nothing is impossible with God. So put your trust in the Lord and cling on to God. He will surely answer your prayers in His timing. God bless you, children. Today let us see the major WTO functions. WTO stands for World Trade Organization. We have already seen the objectives of WTO and the agreements of WTO. So what are the functions of WTO? It facilitates the implementation, administration, and operation of the objectives of the agreement and of the multilateral trade agreements. So the foremost function of WTO is implementing. Whatever agreements have been made, WTO sees that it is implemented and it is in operation. So this is the foremost function of WTO. Then it provides a forum for negotiation, for trade negotiation. So what do you mean by a forum? Forum is a meeting or a medium where ideas and views on a particular issue can be exchanged. So there are many countries which are members of WTO. So whenever there is a dispute in the trade or some other misunderstanding between the countries, WTO creates a conducive atmosphere for the member countries to meet and sort out all their problems or all their trade disputes. Next one. Then it monitors national trade policies. So WTO is working as a watchdog. It monitors or it oversees all the national trade related policies. Then WTO also gives technical assistance and training for developing countries. Certain countries are developed, certain countries are developing, and we also have the underdeveloped countries. So the developing countries which are members of the WTO gets technical assistance and training from WTO, the World Trade Organization. Then WTO cooperates with the other international organizations. What are the other international organizations? It cooperates with the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, and all its affiliated agencies with a view to achieve greater coherence in global economic policy making. So WTO extends its cooperation to the other international organizations. So these are the functions of WTO. It facilitates the implementation, administration, and operation of objectives. It provides the forum for negotiation among its member countries. It administers the rules and procedures on settlement of disputes. It cooperates with IMF and the World Bank and its affiliated agencies in global economic policy making. So these are the functions of WTO. This is the World Trade Organization Ministerial Conference. So far, 11 conferences have been held, and it was proposed to have the 12th Ministerial Conference at Kazakhstan in the year 2020. The first World Trade Organization conference was held at Singapore from 9th to 13th December 1996. The last was held in Argentina from December 10th to 13th, 2017. So you can make a note of this box item and please go through it, because it can be asked as a creative 1-mark question. So please make a note of this, girls, and go through these details and try to memorize the name of the country and the period during which the ministerial conference was held in that particular country.